Here we are this day for 3 good minutes. We hope that these 3 minutes are indeed good for you, for inspiration, to keep you going through these very changing times that we are living through in our dear country. I want to tell you the story about a little girl in the Philippines who gained a lot of attention because she said she speaks to God, and then she said, and God speaks directly back to her. Now, she was like 10 or 11 years of age, and this was going on, and many people then gathered around her and saw her kind of as a holy person or something. She had a nice following going, and the bishop of the Roman Catholic Church was maybe a little bothered, but he needed to test out what is going on here. So he asked the little girl to come to see him in his office, and she did. And he sat with her for a moment and said, now I understand you speak to God, is that right? Yes, I do. And people tell me that God speaks directly back to you, is that right? Yes, he does. Okay. Well, could you do me a favor as your bishop? Would you, the next time you're speaking with God, ask him what I said at my last confession? She said, yes, I will do that. So she went away. I think a month went by, and then a little bit longer, and she didn't come to see the bishop at all. And finally, the bishop was getting really curious and called her in again and said, now, do you remember our last conversation? You told me that you speak to God, yes. And you told me that God speaks directly back to you, right? Okay. And I asked you to put this question to God. What did our bishop say in his last confession? Did you ask that question? Yes, I did. And what did God say? God said, I forget. I forget. Which is the ultimate of forgiveness. You know, not far from the Philippines is the Mariana Trench. I think it goes down 5 miles, deepest part in any ocean throughout the world. And somebody told me one time that all of those things that you and I are sorry for, that oftentimes we're still carrying on our back, that they have been buried at the very bottom of the Mariana Trench. But even if we were to stand in the presence of God, we would get the same words. I forgot. You know, the problem with so many people in the world today is that they are still carrying the burden of the things they're sorry for long after they have been forgiven by God. Somebody said one time that God could look us straight in the face and say, how dare you not forgive yourself, to not forgive yourself for that which I forgave you for long ago. May God help us in receiving God's forgiveness, because to the same degree that we receive it is to the same degree that we are able to give it away. May God bless us on that path. Amen.